2021, brand new POTUS, same two JOs. Welcome to Not These Two Fucking Guys podcast. I'm Rock.
And I'm Archie.
Well, our opinions, they might not matter to some, but...
What are you doing in there?
It's a podcast.
Immature, crass, trashy. And those are their good qualities. These poor schmucks are a couple of IQ points away from eating paste. But when it comes to music, sports, and comedy, well, that's all they know. You're listening to
Not These Two Fucking Guys.
Not These Two Fucking Guys podcast.
Yo, Rock.
What's up, dog?
Yo, this is the first. We haven't been in the same room together since, what, March?
Yeah, I think that's
February?
our last time we recorded together, yes.
Fucking Zoom? You look so much different, and I
Right?
hate it. I just hate it. But you look good. You look good.
You haven't grown any hair back. That's cool. Yeah, this is
So we are at a studio in Woodland Park, New Jersey. Little backstage action. We just rehearsed for the first time. Smacktone, that's right. Smacktone Studios in Woodland Park, New Jersey. We just rehearsed for the first time in how long?
the last time War for the Crown was together was December 2019.
Oh my God.
At the Wellmont Theater.
All right, and we rehearsed safely, right?
Yes, we social distanced.
And we had no pants on.
No pants, but we wore masks.
Yeah, we wore masks. And the new drummer, well, he thought that was a little strange.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, this is what we do. This is who we are. If you don't like it,
That's it.
don't judge. We got to shout out our boy Dylan. Archie's fucking laptop to record. This will shock everyone. Wasn't working. So our boy Dylan here is going to save the day for us.
Thank you, Dylan. Smacktone Studios.
So we just saw UFC 257.
Oh, Conor.
The main event.
Yes.
Conor McGregor and Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
Ooh. Interesting, wasn't it? Interesting.
Very interesting. And I'm going to tell you this. All the people that I know.
Okay. 3?
Most of the people I know.
3.
Yes, I know 3 people.
Okay.
We're picking Conor to win by knockout.
Correct.
They said if Dustin was going to win, it would probably be a decision or a submission in the later round.
Got it.
Conor got knocked out in the second.
Got fucking knocked out, dude.
Yeah.
Did you see him get knocked out? Be honest.
Well, I'll tell you this. He did not look like himself. The expression on his face, he kind of looked nervous. You could tell. So round 1, he fought
They
really,
gave him round 1, didn't
yeah,
they?
he fought really well. You know, they battled up against the cage. He did those shoulder strikes again.
Yeah, the
did
shoulder
against
strikes.
Cowboy.
Yep.
Poirier hit him back with some shoulder strikes, but he was taken down once, able to get back to his feet, kind of control the action against the cage. The difference is in the first round, Poirier attacked his fucking legs with calf kicks.
Okay.
So now Conor couldn't really move. He couldn't sit down on his punches. He couldn't, and the difference between the first fight and this fight was Poirier, because Conor was, what I believe, his leg was compromised, hit him with his patented left hand.
Yeah.
But this time Poirier took it and ate it. Now listen, he was tagging Poirier, and I'm gonna tell you this: Poirier won the fight. Poirier didn't look great.
Really?
They always say this is it's fighting, it's not bodybuilding. Like Conor looked like sick at the fucking weigh-ins, like ripped up, good shape.
Looked great, Jack.
I'm telling you, he gassed out.
Really?
Second round gassed out. You saw in between rounds, he looked like nervous. It looked like.
Do you think it has anything to do with a lack of being in the ring? When was the last time he was in the ring? Over a year ago, no?
Over a year ago, yeah.
So don't you think that has something? Even though you're training, you're doing it, right? You're fucking.
There's nothing like real live competition, right? I was watching an interview and Chael Sonnen makes a good point. He goes, there's nothing in the world that you're going to get better at by not doing.
Yeah.
So the ring rust is a real thing, but I think the combination of that, the leg kicks, he couldn't stand, and he fighting off that takedown, he gassed. Now, I don't know if it was a tough weight cut to 155. His last fight against Cerrone was 170, so there's probably no real cut involved.
Okay.
That's been, if there's any knock on Conor, it's been that he fades in the late rounds. This was the second round, though.
Fuck, dude.
Now, listen, Poirier's awesome. He's one of the best fighters in the world. He won the fight by knockout. He had Conor against the cage. Conor couldn't move, and there's nowhere he couldn't dodge the punches, right? But that being said, I don't think it was one of Poirier's best performances.
Do you remember another fight, Conor acting civilized and not acting like a crazy MFer in the beginning?
To a degree in the last fight with Cerrone, but this one, I mean,
he was very sportsman.
Yeah, he don't, which was awesome. He donated $500,000 to Dustin Poirier's charity in Louisiana that feeds the homeless, which is really fucking awesome.
Okay.
You know, they were intense at the weigh-ins, but they were like buddy. He definitely respects Poirier. You know, the respect is mutual for sure. But you know, obviously Conor's getting older, maturing, and they were saying one of the reasons why the theory is that he was acting like this was because he wanted to look respectful and get another fight with Khabib Nurmagomedov, and Khabib, you know, basically thinks Conor's a joke. It's like a jerk off.
Yeah,
and you know, he's disrespectful, he wouldn't fight him. So I think that was kind of went into it too. Part of it is, I think, I don't know, you got a question. Like, listen, Conor still looked good in there in the first round, but is he as hungry as he was? He's a multi-millionaire. Doesn't need to work another day in his life. He couldn't spend the money he has now in 10 lifetimes.
I could try.
Listen, we'll fucking put a dent in it for sure. You know, what's he fighting for? Does he really want to get back to that championship? Does he want, you know, he's a father now. You know, it changes a person. So he, after the fight, he was saying, you know, a trilogy with Poirier, you know, it's one apiece. You know, him and Nate Diaz are one apiece, so there's 2 trilogies that could happen. But as far as, you know, the 155 title picture, Poirier should 100% be fighting for the title. And I'm going to do a little segue. The co-main event was the debuting Michael Chandler. You know, he spent most of his career in Bellator fighting Dan Hooker. Now, Poirier beat Dan Hooker by decision his last time out. Dan Hooker is from New Zealand. Let me start by saying this. Dan Hooker is a tough motherfucker. Durable. Hits, you know, like a brick.
So if there was like a fucking dodgeball team, you'd be on his team?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a badass.
Got it. Go.
That being said, Michael Chandler absolutely fucking smoked him.
Wow.
First round, smoked him. I was shocked. I mean, Hooker was the favorite in it, right?
Yeah.
Now, you never know what it's like when you come over, you know, from a different organization and they think that, you're not fighting the best talent. Michael Chandler has absolute dynamite in his hands, and he can wrestle, and his cardio goes on for days. No one was picking him in this fight. Everyone was picking Dan Hooker because Dan, just a testament of what a badass Dan Hooker is.
Yeah.
Fucking smoked him, dude.
Wow. All right. So now does that show like Bellator's type of? Hey,
listen, it's, you know, Michael Chandler fought a lot of top competition in, you know, in Bellator, Eddie Alvarez, Benson Henderson.
Yeah.
I think the fight they're going to make, if Khabib is truly retired, I think they're going to make Dustin Poirier versus Michael Chandler for the lightweight championship.
All right, that's your call?
That's my call. You know, and you always have Justin Gaethje lurking on the outside. And
does anybody hear the church choir?
Speaking of that, did I ever tell you the time I got chased around the church by a nun?
No.
Yeah, she caught me by the organ. You also have Charles Oliveira lurking, who, you know, just beat Tony Ferguson in a dominant performance. It won by decision, but it was a dominant performance. So, you know, I think that they may, if they don't make Poirier versus Chandler for the belt, maybe they do Poirier versus Oliveira, or they do a little mini tournament. You know, they face off, you know, the 4 face off against each other, and then winner fights the winner. But 155 is fucking stacked.
That is the best weight class in the UFC.
Yes.
By far.
By far. I mean, and
talent, fucking showman.
Yep.
Skill.
Yeah, and
155 is legit.
It's probably the deepest weight class I could ever remember in MMA.
I used to be 155
in 2nd grade.
Yo, Rock.
What's up, buddy?
Instead of being all like rosy and cheery, like your cheeks after 2 beers.
Whoa.
This podcast is gonna get a little. This podcast is gonna get a little dark. It's gonna get a little creepy. I'm bringing you the demented highwaymen of Texas. Welcome to Not These Two Fucking Guys podcast, the Black Moriah.
Cheers, y'all. Thanks for having us.
What's up, boys?
What's going on?
So, introduce
10 days
yourselves.
after this mayhem.
Introduce yourselves.
I'm Zawicizuz. Zawicizuz here. First Zoom call. So, going to step all over everyone here. Sorry that. Lead guitar, synthesizers, and overall madness out here in the woods.
Nice.
I'm the man Arab. I'm over here in Fort Worth, actually over here in the city, but I live in Sticks a little bit, not as much as Zawicizuz, but still out there as well. Vocals, and that's what I'm doing now these days.
Good. Nice to see you guys. So tell us how you guys holding up, man, in the quarantine. First question, hit it out of the park. Let's go.
I guess good, but bored as fuck. We're doing a lot of recording since we can't play live, since we had to cancel one of the biggest fucking tours we had, planned with Possess and Pestilence.
Ever.
If anybody knows who metal is and the fathers of death metal, then Possessed and Pestilence, and
okay.
we had that tour booked, and I remember well because it was on my damn birthday. I had to cancel it. So
sorry to hear that.
It was it'll happen. Postponed, I guess, not canceled. That's what we say. So it'll happen. But so we had to switch gears. And can't really play any live gigs. You can unless you want to play in front of like 5 people.
Yeah.
But, so we're just switching gears to do recording. Trying to record our next album. That's what we're doing.
What are the restrictions like down in Texas? I know in Jersey where we're at, it's like 25% capacity. What's that?
There's hardly any. You got to wear a mask to go in a store, and people still don't seem to be able to handle that rule.
Yeah.
That's about it. I mean, you look at the Cowboys games, they're half full, it looks like. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. It's people aren't taking it as seriously as I think they should.
Nah, they're not. I mean, people here, there's a lot of cases and a lot of deaths here in Tarrant County and stuff like that, but people are like, they got to wear their mask to get in the store, to get in the restaurant, and then you get seated, you don't have to wear it. But, restaurants are still open to get seated, and everything's pretty much going on as normal, kind of.
Yeah.
Other than,
a lot more than it was six months ago. People are relaxing like it's already over.
Yeah, pretty much. People are just like, oh, we reopened. We closed a little bit and reopened. Bars are not really allowed to open, and live venues, unless you have, the what you call food. But that's not as bad as you guys. I know that.
Yeah, we're a little. We're definitely New York and New Jersey. We're in Jersey. Definitely strict and it's good. I'll tell you what. I was wearing a mask before they said to wear a mask because my wife was pregnant, and she was like, "Do me a favor, just wear a mask. We don't know we don't know what's going on, Yeah. And I was going into ShopRite with a mask on, and people were fucking looking at me like, "What the fuck is the matter with you?"
Yeah. Little do they know. Little do they know. A, I'm stoned, and B, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like But then, a couple weeks later, it became, mandatory. Everybody's wearing masks, But I have a feeling, they just issued, I don't know about you guys, but they just issued like 3 or 4 hospitals in our area the first vaccines. Yeah.
It's there's some people I saw that were talking about they got it, whatever. I don't know. We'll see. See how they feel afterwards and see what happens.
see if they have the desire to start eating people.
I'm not running.
Mm-hmm. A lot of horror movies start this way.
Wait.
I'll get it if I have to do it to tour or something.
Wait till you hear, like 6 months, 8 months from now. You're going to see commercials late night. If you took the vaccine, if you've experienced call 1-800.
Like those Boy Scout commercials.
Yeah, exactly. So
we're getting end times, it.
for the people out there that don't know what the Black Moriah is about, tell us a little bit about yourselves. A little like where how'd you guys start? What's the deal? Are you two the founding members? Talk to us a little bit about yourselves.
Yes. Yeah, it started a long time ago. We've been on 10 years now, I think, at this point.
Okay.
I was playing with another band called Absu, and
we were playing quite a few shows in 09 all around country. We played quite a few shows in Europe, and freaking we were in a project prior to that, and we got a new idea. We were trying to just come up with something that was a little bit more akin to what our area and our roots and our history, and just the idea of just the lawlessness of the past, and just the wildness of the open terrain, things like that. But also the fact that it's coming right back, like with a few more coronaviruses, and we could be living like we were 100 years ago, you know. So kind of a cyclical look at the world at a broad range, but musically we're old school thrash, death, black metal stuff that starts and doesn't stop, you know. Lots of driving force for sure.
Yeah, I enjoyed. I definitely played what Jamil sent me, and then I immediately, you know, I'm a Spotify guy, so I went on Spotify, and I think there was I'm going to tell you right now what it was, because I remember it pretty fucking badass. Going back to your first the title track, Casket
Prospects.
Yeah. Sorry, English is not my first language sometimes.
Yeah, that's the band in a nutshell, right? That's like
that's an awesome song.
Bounties.
Yeah, that's a badass song. I like that feel right there, brother. Very guitar driven.
Motorhead.
Yeah,
Motorhead,
bro,
for sure.
I like it.
That's a huge. Yeah.
Talk to us about that album, Casket Prosket. I like it.
Well, I'll let Zwicks go on that one, but I mean, I played drums in that one, wrote most lyrics, most of the vocal lines and everything. We had a different singer on that album, so but I did write most of all the lyrics.
90% of the lyrics.
Yeah, and
for sure.
I mean, we first got together and started. I mean, Zawicizuz had a lot of that material, material written with his ideas, with drums and guitars and just the drum ideas and whatnot, and then so we just kind of took it there. Me and him just kind of sat down and went over all the tracks, and I started just kind of playing the drums to it, learning all the drums, and we started laying down pre-production and just recording all the songs, and then I started doing all the lyrics and the vocals, and then kind of our singer at the time, I kind of showed him where I wanted to sing and things like that. And we had, our bass player do some of the backup vocals, and we only
have like 10 people come try for vocals.
Yeah,
I think we had at least 10 auditions for vocalists.
Oh, yeah.
So it was ultimately going to be him singing. So we should, that's, the process of musical chairs.
Yeah. we signed a singer, and he was good, and we did that album with him. And I played drums, and Ventus was on vocals. Zawicizuz did all the guitars. I mean, kind of, there we had, our bass player at the time, and then we had our, other guitarists who did, some couple of the solos, but Jeff did pretty much most of the music in that album. I mean, most of the stuff that we write is, myself and Zawicizuz. So that's kind of how we kind of collaborate that way and kind of bring some people in with a few ideas, but just we kind of have the main ideas that we like that we write.
Gotcha.
Well, it's worked well. So
longest answer we could provide.
Sorry.
We asked. It's okay. We asked very long questions, so it's all good. Like you said, you guys have that driving force, and I listened to a couple of the tracks, which were really cool. I enjoyed the Devil's Whores, Say with Bullets. I heard a lot of. I mean, you hear a lot of inspiration in there, and it's not just. I wouldn't. I don't think anybody can classify you guys into one genre, maybe subgenres of metal. Now, Jeff, you're on guitar, and I heard a lot of, like, to me, like when I first heard like old school like Metallica or Motorhead.
So did I.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, the first Metallica album, that thing trucks, and I love the momentum of the album. Just it gets going from the get go, and 50 minutes later it's over. It's just nonstop for sure.
Good call, Rock. Just because when I was listening to the album, I was like, you want to know what? I hear Kill 'Em All. Like I hear Kill 'Em All influence. And yeah, man. I mean, you're how many guitars in the band? Just one?
2 live.
Okay.
But yeah, for recording, you always go with the mindset of 2, left and a right guitar.
Yeah.
For sure. So it's throughout the years, we just get the lineup that's available. People got to work, got to fucking. Oh, what do you mean you want to drive for fucking 3 weeks straight and get paid almost nothing? Yeah. So definitely written for 2 guitars.
Yeah. I fucking no. I'm a guitar player in the band that we play in, and I when I hear something that's guitar driven, I get all amped up, and I'm running around my dog in the backyard, and I got fucking Spotify playing. I got your album on. I'm like, here we go. I'm like, all right. I dig the riffs. I dig. You could tell that there's like some type of the like Rocco said, the influence of Metallica, the influence of thrash, the influence of. But you're also saying that you do synth.
Yeah, well, we haven't used a lot on the first 2 albums, but I've been repairing synths for 20 years, so
why not use one?
Like, fuck it.
Yeah, well,
using it.
The project we're working on now, since we've been in quarantine and shut down for a year, the initial thought was to release like a couple songs every couple weeks.
Okay.
And we got a couple started, and then the label was like, well, why don't you just put them all together and put it on an album? So
yeah,
we changed gears, but we've got enough material to put an album out probably, hopefully a year to the date that we canceled the tour.
Okay.
We can't make that official release date, but that's the hope.
Yeah.
So now that we're doing this, we're sending tracks over the internet. We're not, our drummer's in Tulsa, singer, he's in 2 hours from my place, so we're all way spread out. So we're doing things a little differently, and we're trying to create a little bit more texture, I guess, with some different sounds. It's still fast, so it's not a huge change, just more colors and textures, I'd say.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like I was saying before, I feel like you guys check off almost every box in metal. I mean, you hear like speed metal, you hear thrash metal, you hear death metal, you hear black metal, and that's really cool. I mean, because it's not just a lot of bands I feel nowadays just get stuck into one style, and that's it. You're there from beginning to end. Like your songs, sound a little bit different, and even within the song, it takes you on a little ride of different genres.
Nice. The objective of the second album, Road Agents of the Blast Furnace, was a trip across a desert wasteland from the start, and there's a little bit of campsite in the middle of it for a rest, and then it's back on again for the full hour. So definitely was the objective of nonstop moving.
I watched the video on YouTube that was sent to us, and
the promo.
Yeah. And if you gave the 3 amigos meth, and you put, and John Wayne was on speed.
Oh yeah.
That was. I was watching my 2-year-old, and I was watching the video. I was like, "Come here, check this out. Watch this."
Oh boy! Oh no!
She's like, "Oh, baby shark." But it was pretty cool. I like how it was edited. It was cool shit. Where'd you get the idea to do that?
The video? Well, I mean, I'm glad it hasn't been taken down yet, because it's just chop ups of
which movie
classic
is it?
Movies, and I credited them at the very end. There's 3 movies, like Twice a Judas, really obscure movies, but that hasn't triggered any YouTube copyrights. But I just wanted to put some promo video out for the release, just because our video budget has it's still, the check's still in the mail. So that's what we did in the meantime.
Gotcha.
We're gonna we have like 5 awesome video ideas, but it's like, you know, gotta get the budget together first. So,
all right. So between Casket Prospects and your new album, Road Agents of the Black.
Agents.
Yep.
Blast Furnace. Yeah.
What? So it looks like to me that you're on what, Folter Records? Were you previously on a record company with the other album, or just
the first album was self-released on CD, but Flogger Records out of Greece pressed it on vinyl.
Okay.
And then we did the CD ourselves.
Okay.
As far as printing it up. So where was I going with that? I forgot.
Folter Records.
Right. So they released our newer project, newer album, Road Agents, Blast Furnace.
How'd you get hooked up with them?
Just email correspondence over the years.
Okay.
The label has been around since probably 90, and there's an amazing record store in Berlin as well. So I've never been there to the record store, but that label has been underground and releasing albums for decades at this point. So
that's cool.
We were thrilled that they would, help us out.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that would, if somebody believed in us a little bit, even if it was like fucking Joe Schmo's fucking calzone hut.
If they'll press if they'll pay the price to print it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Me and Archie always say that when our friends or people that come to our show are like, "You guys are fucking awesome." If only you owned a record label.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what is a record label anyway? It's not anymore. Maybe another 30 years, who's going to buy physical releases?
I know.
We still do, but for how much longer are people going to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Unless a meteor comes.
Yeah. Every time I hear the word meteor, I think of fucking Joe Dirt. Hey, meteor. Come here, meteor. So
classic.
Matt Arab
he bounced.
He said, "Tell Archie go fuck himself. I'm done. See ya." No,
yeah.
He likes to wait till he gets in the worst sell spot to call me, so it's not surprising.
You want to know what? His order was ready. His burger and fries. So he was
he's like, oh man,
he's like, I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna hit up with him later.
So you said he's in Oklahoma or he's in Texas too?
He's in Texas, like west of Fort Worth.
Okay.
Our current drummer lives in Tulsa.
All right.
And I live in Eureka, Texas, which is outside of Corsicana. Out in the sticks,
Out in the sticks.
Out in the sticks.
Nice.
Well, I'll tell you, Arch, I saw the scene down there firsthand. But I went to the first housecore horror and metal festival. This is 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Philip and someone
Austin.
Dude, let me tell you something. Just fucking the Texas metal scene is amazing. I watched as many bands as I could. They were all fucking awesome. One better than the next. Seeing them in cool venues down there. Is the scene still like that?
Well,
before
up until
in real life, not this bullshit we're living in.
Right. Honestly, yeah. I've been impressed with it I've been in this fucking area for a long time, so it's gone up and down. Sorry, grab another beer. But yeah, between Dallas, Houston, and Austin, the venues that you can go to and the amount of really good bands, it's only gone up in the last 20 years. It's a shit ton of stuff going on.
That's awesome.
I remember one venue, the main venue they had there, and the first year was in Austin, was Emo's. It was like the bigger one.
Yeah.
But what I think was, I don't know if it was used to be a jazz club or not, but Antons was
yeah.
Right
now it's called Come and Take It Live, I think.
Okay, dude, what Arch, you would love this venue. This is I don't know what I've explained to. It'd be like what the Rec Room was kind of back in the day.
Okay.
By us. But I'm looking at this scene and I'm like, man, fuck New Jersey. It's like, because I genuinely felt like I I know it was a big festival, but like you see, and I talked to everybody down there was so nice too. The majority of people I met were from Texas, were from the area, and like you just get like half the fun was just talking to the people and like, what do you do? What do you like? What are the bands? Yada yada yada, and people come out just to see music. It's not like it's just like, oh, I'm going to go see my friend's band, and and if they do, they actually stick around the whole show. You know what I mean? So it just seemed a lot different than what has been going on in Jersey the past 5 to 10 years. So I thought it was cool.
Right. Those festivals, all three of them were really, really good. The first one in Austin, we played the first night, and that's probably our best set. I mean, best show at that club. We played that club probably 10 times, but that night it was packed and just, people were ready for that whole weekend. So it was a really good time.
That's cool.
Yeah. And that festival, hopefully it'll resume at some point, but it was amazing.
Yeah. I get bummed out. So prior to this is like, not only are a bunch of clubs that closed down before COVID.
It's already hard enough to keep a club open.
But
how about 8 months of no business? How you like that?
I know. But like the scene around us, I mean, we were fortunate enough to hook up with a promoter that we were playing a decent size theater the past couple of years, opening up for like fucking Candlebox, Buck Cherry, like shit like that, which is pretty cool. But
big crowds.
Yeah. Rat. We opened up for Rat.
Nice.
But the smaller clubs around in our area. I mean, I don't know if you ever heard of Starland Ballroom in Jersey. Starland Ballroom is like probably one of the bigger venues in Jersey that a lot of
national acts will
come through. Okay. But the smaller rock clubs, it's like, all right, well, I fucking hope that the crowd's here to see band number 3. We're band number 4. Hope they fucking stay. Like, Jesus Christ.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. It's like
that definitely will happen in Dallas to you for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it's a night of bands that have it, it's, I don't know if they don't have a big following and they didn't promote. Yeah, some people bounce on another band pretty quickly.
Yeah,
but the bigger the show it is, the more people are cool about hanging out for the whole thing.
Gotcha. Not too long ago, we had Joey Blue Gonzalez on, right? And I believe Jamil, who is now MIA,
of course.
I think he hit me up, and one of his first emails was, "Hey, listen, I think you had Joey on. How is he affiliated with you guys? Is he affiliated with you guys somehow?"
Yeah. I mean, he grew up pretty close to Jamil's where he lives. So
okay.
But we've known each other's bands and stuff like that forever, and he had a downtime, which for him was like a month without doing anything.
Okay.
So he was like, "Hey, we're looking for something to do," and we're like, "Hey, perfect timing," because we were looking for Jamil to be a full-time singer and someone to actually play drums instead of him going back and forth. And
nice.
The guy freaking listened to the songs on the drive to my house and was ready to play them.
one of those guys.
Because he is a robot. Somewhere inside there's a computer just all right. Yeah, he's amazing. Tempo changes and breaks and stuff. So no, it was great.
Dude,
so we jammed with him, did a tour with him. And if he's ever got enough time, we'd probably do more stuff with him, but you got to be realistic. He's going to be a busy person.
Where Jamil's back. Where did you guys tour with him?
We did a tour with Uada and Wolfhammer, and we went from Texas up to. We did I think we started at Toronto and worked west all the way to Vancouver and down the coast.
Wow.
Did some Colorado. It was a nice 3-week tour with them. Yeah. You back?
I'm back. Sorry, my signal was crappy, and I couldn't get.
We thought you went to go.
My
I thought your
signal
food was
back
ready.
over here was just like
Hey,
freezing.
look, he's still chewing. He's still chewing.
Oh no, I already ate.
Oh yeah.
Did you mention the
That's
Mexico
always a good
show?
time.
How was that? Any good stories from there?
Oh man, this club was like grand opening, the Red Dragon, or I think that's what it was called. But man, Tijuana is a good time. Yeah, Rojo Dragon.
Rojo,
right.
was it Rojo Dragon or something? I think.
You got any good
Tijuana
stories?
was
Yeah, Tijuana was
wildest
probably
for
one of the
sure.
best shows of the tour.
I mean, I've gone to shows in Juarez and Tijuana. Tijuana is the more fun version, I think.
Things that happen in
For sure.
Tijuana, saying Tijuana.
But
Gotcha.
good times there.
Well, that must have been pretty fucking cool though to have Joey in the band for a little while. I mean, not only is he a fucking powerhouse, the guy hits fucking hard, but just to have just to know that, like, you want to know what, when you get on stage, the backbone of your band is going to be solid. Like, you know that when you get there, even if he's high and if he's not.
Oh yeah. I'm always peeking back like, hey, too fast. No.
Motherfucker, he's sober. He's sober. He could not play for he could not play for a month.
Crazy.
He could not play for a month and then come back and start playing tracks.
Yeah.
It's real stupid. Yeah, he's a different he's a different entity.
Yeah, when we had him on not too long ago, he very, very nice guy, sweetheart of a guy, actually.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. He we were talking about before the first hardcore horror festival. I got a chance to meet him and after an illegal set and just chat with him for like 30 minutes and like really, really, really cool dude. And just started like following his projects and shit afterwards and he's like a natural.
Yeah, for sure.
So if 2020 wasn't fucked up like it is, you guys said that you were set to tour.
Yeah.
Where was it going to be? What kind of tour are we talking?
North America, about 3 weeks. Mostly the opposite of the tour we did before, which went West Coast. We would have started in Houston, Dallas, then I haven't looked at the calendar in a minute, but yeah, I think we went north all the way up to Canada and to the East Coast. So yeah, and that was part one. You know, we had plans for doing the West Coast further down the year, but you know, it's time to reset some plans. But
yeah, it was gonna be a full tour. I think it was like 20 dates or something, and it was they were adding up, and then it was like I think 18 at first and 20. I mean, we had visas, Pestilence visas were all approved and everything, so we had everything. You know, we had our bandwagons and we had everything ready to go. Plane tickets, hotels. It was kind of, and all that shit went down.
Who booked all this? Like, is this you guys or is this the?
Asteria Agency, which is our agency. We did all the booking and everything.
He's the guy right there calling about, I don't know, probably 5,000 people to make it happen, basically. That's why he's so mad.
Gotcha. That's why he's so mad.
Yeah. That's what happens when you got a fucking bug of promoter, 20 times or 30 venues and go through contracts and guarantees and.
The Arch, I asked you to call one fucking promoter and give me a hard time. He's like, I emailed him yesterday. Just give it a chance. Give it a chance. Give it a chance, bro.
I mean, shit. This was planned for years though. We had to. I started talking to Jeff from Possess. Yeah, like 2 years prior because, we're they're a bigger. Yeah, Possess is just not going to trust anybody.
Yeah.
To tour. They could have went with a number of agencies, but myself and Jeff have a good friendship, so we decided to do it that way, and it was going to work out. And Pestilence too. They entrusted me to, bring them all the way over there from, Europe and whatever. Holland.
Jesus.
All the way from Holland, and get the visas, and I set up the visas and all that. So their agency, put a lot of trust in this, and just kind of fell apart. I mean, everybody's cool, but it just kind of nothing we could do about it. But
postpone.
Anyway, postpone.
Totally understandable. Now, when's it postponed for? Do we know? Because I'm starting to see I'm starting to see the some like fucking corns posted June 2021 festivals and shit like that. Do you have any idea when you think you're possibly going back out?
Those are one-off festivals. I mean, Psycho Fest is 2021, and that's a huge festival. Is canceled and redone. I mean, it's all going to depend. I mean, I would think everything would be canceled again if I'm not saying the vaccine's a savior, but I think that kind of helps, I guess. If the numbers get curved, I think some of these festivals will happen. But just like all these agencies, they're not. If you look at the map, there's nothing booked in 2021. I don't think anything's going to get booked until 2022, and that's what everybody's kind of thinking. Even European tours I saw for Uwada and some of these other bands that were getting booked in Europe, they're canceled. So, I mean, I see one-off festivals. I see the Legals going out on tour because I spoke to Joey about that. But I mean, they have a tour set, I think a European tour, but I mean, we'll have to see. I don't know. I mean, I think in the U.S., I don't think anything's going to happen until 2022 because nothing. And you got to book about 3 months in advance, 3-4 months in advance. I mean, all the dates are going to be open now. All the fucking bands are going to be going. All the damn bands are going to be jumping to get all the goddamn same national acts to jump back on these tours. Are hurting for money. But I don't know. I see 2022 if I'm hoping. And that's even a shit. I mean, you don't even know. It's kind of a shit show, and you're kind of guessing. It's all going to depend on what happens, I think, in the next 3-4 months.
Agreed. So, Jamil, I want to ask you a question. On a 3-week tour, the aggressive style, which, how you approach singing, how do you keep your voice going for 3 solid weeks of a
lot of hard drugs,
aggressive vocal?
Mix of cocaine.
Hard drugs.
No, I mean, I make sure I got water on stage. I do have a addictiveness to sodas, but I'm trying to drink those on stage. I don't all the time. I mean, when we go on stage, we're not fucked up. We're not half drunk. We're not, high. I mean, we smoke, but we're not going to be all blazed.
Play fast so we can be done. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll get our fucked up going on after we're done. But I mean, we want to give a good show and be solid, and that's the main thing. And I mean, vocal wise too, I'll warm up. Have room temp water and stuff on stage, and I don't know. My Ricolas are my friend.
Yeah.
And
just warm up, just do certain techniques. I mean, I really didn't start really getting kind of raspy or feeling anything till we were in the late 20s of that tour, and we did 35 dates, which was pretty good. But it all depends too if you can hear yourself too, not blow out if the monitor mix is shit, and you have the tendency to just kind of want to force it. Then luckily we were playing with 2 really good bands. We really didn't have a lot of sound check time, but we had a good enough sound check before we started playing. So that was a good thing too.
So I'm going to pause you right there for a second. Arch, 2 things to fucking consider here. Okay. Number 1, you don't get high till after the show.
All right, fine.
Take a note of that.
Check.
You need to do that.
All right.
Number 2, he mentioned the monitors. You can only sing as well as you can hear, okay? So shut the fuck up and turn my monitor up. Okay? All right. Continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I tend to yell at him a little bit. That's all. You're a piece of shit. What do you want me to do? How about you guys? Any banter on stage? Any banter? Because I know being in a band with this fucking Mama Luke for the last 10 years, I want to fucking throw a piece of prosciutto right at his face. How about you guys? How's the chemistry?
I mean, chemistry is good. I mean, Jeff's a laid back guy.
I think by the time we get on stage again, it's going to be a shout. I want to yell at everybody. Be happy and angry at the same time. It'll be a lot more yelling at people, I think.
Nice.
I tend to try to yell at people if they're standing back. I'll yell at them. You know, I usually tell them if I can't really see that far. So if I can't really, if it's not good. If I can't spit on you, then you're not close enough. So you need to be you need to be closer. So, but usually, on stage, our chemistry is pretty good. You know, Zawicizuz is a laid back guy. I'm, I guess, labeled the asshole, and I don't act like that on stage, but. But we get along. I mean, Blue's over there when he's with us. He's over there. He's the humor. We gotta keep him from
he's a rodeo clown.
cracking the jokes. But
nice. So,
then our bass player, is just just quiet guys. So then same with our other guitarist. So it's just that we had on tour with us. So it's kind of a different mix of guys.
Talk to us about your latest album. How much fun was it writing these songs compared to the last album? I mean, how it transgressed into this new album, The Road Agents of the Blast Furnace. I dig it. I like it. I was telling when you got cut off when you went to go eat, Jamil. I was telling Jeffrey. I was like, I was out in the back with my dog. He's a pit bull. I was fucking running around with him. Fucking listen to this fucking guy's guitar riffs. I like it. I like the album. Tell me about making it. Tell us about, give us a little insight about the new album.
More, yeah. I mean, I did, yeah. Like I said, on the first album, I wrote where they're, almost all the lyrics and placed them and everything. And I did some of the backup vocals. This album pretty much is 90%. I did the leads. I did a lot of the backings. Zawicizuz does the backings too, where I need him to be. Then because we try to do the same thing live. We do a lot of the same things live vocally. We try to, so it's not something that I can't do live with him or something. We're not trying to. Yeah, something we can't do live. You know what I mean? You don't want to be that band.
Well, also, I think halfway through it, we realized that Joey was going to be doing the drums and he could focus on the vocals. So that definitely, that was probably halfway through the project, getting ready, maybe. But just
yeah, and we call him Azul, but
yeah.
Azul, because he goes, Joe. Everybody calls Joey Blue. I just call him Joey, but we just decided to call him Azul since he's Hispanic. Just fits it.
I sounds shiny.
I like how you described the album. It's almost like a concept album, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it's a journey. It's definitely a journey, and that's kind of what the music is, and that's kind of what I wanted the lyrics and the song titles, because we base it on like the Dry Desert, Anarchy, and then we have a mix of the occult is still a mix of the occult is still in there too. You have the esoteric.
You're gonna find the caves out there where the peyote is taken, and
kind of theme in there too.
Learned through transcendental visions.
That's awesome. Now, when you guys move forward, in whatever you're writing now and what you're writing in the future, is that always something that you're going to, be mindful of, like have a concept in mind?
Well, the Black Moriah definitely will have this. The Black Moriah is the actual Black Moriah is in Arizona. It's in the Birdcage Museum. It's a wagon hearse that took all the bodies to Boot Hill Cemetery.
Oh wow!
So the Black Moriah as a band, we're basically funeral hearse and driving into towns, bringing out playing shows, and somewhere between an Undertaker and a metal band, I guess.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
The concept.
Yeah, we'll have. I kind of like doing. The albums. Most albums. A lot of albums. Good albums.
Every album is a concept.
Regular albums
should be.
It's a journey.
It's a bunch of songs put together. I mean, what's the point of the album? It's a collection of songs. So there's definitely always going to be an agenda.
Yeah, and we try to bring the atmosphere into it, so it's so the listener, or if you're reading the lyrics, or if you're listening to it, you kind of get engulfed in that, and it's kind of aggressive, and it kind of brings you in. And we kind of want to do that in this album. I mean, we spent a lot of time in the last album, long time, getting everything the way we wanted. This album too, where it's going to be a little bit different
and much quicker because of quarantine.
Yeah,
it's definitely affected by it. This will be our quarantine release.
If anything, bands all around the fucking world during this time, at least, like, yeah, maybe it sucks that nobody's playing. Maybe it sucks that, that there's no shows, but you are somehow getting it out creatively. If they're writing albums, if they're writing songs, if they're doing side projects, if they're doing anything, So I know that when this is done, that something's going to be like, you're going to hear fucking just a refresh of new creativity, new music, new from all these bands, and the singer fucking doing this side project, and this guy's got, what I'm saying? So at least this is the one upside that I take from this pandemic,
For sure.
Yeah, I'm sure the live shows will be a little more intense because the musicians are going to be they're going to be definitely itching to get back on that stage and want to, they're going to have a lot of expression, just a lot of things to express on stage.
I know that when Rocco and I go out again, instead of having 17, we're going to have at least 20 to 23 people at our show, brother. I can't wait.
Hell yeah.
So guys, tell everybody out there where they can find you, what you guys got coming up next, anything you want to say to the people.
Excellent. Well, the blackmoriah.com is the homepage for everything. Whatever social site you want to use, the link is there. Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. It's all theblackmoriah.com. Get this drink real quick.
All right.
And we are close to finishing a full album, but we got a little bit more to do.
Okay.
Yeah, some tracks we got a lot of good ideas right now. We got tracks finished. We just and we'll be releasing it again through our label, which is Falter Records, that we released the last album on, which is we released the Road Agents of Blast Furnace. So we're releasing that. Pretty soon we'll be posting who is going to be mixing our album. So I can't say just yet, but it's going to be a well-known person to mix this next album. And that'll be so that'll be good. And like I said, it'll be released again on Falter Records. I don't have the date yet because we're just trying to finish everything. So the quicker we get it done, the quicker hopefully we can get it released. But what else? We got a stereo agency that's on Facebook.
Well, there's not much booking going on, but we could do photos and design if you need that as well. But working on that.
Nice. And you guys could do, you could do what's it called? Cameo, or you could do
Yeah, do Cameo. Somebody can just fucking hire me and I'll just
Rock. What's that site?
Some their asshole.
What's that fucking site that we joke around about? No, yeah, but there's that other one.
Cameo, isn't it?
It's like for naked fucking
fans only.
Fans only. You can catch the Black Moriah on Fans Only.
Oh yeah. I need to get my Snapchat premium.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys. Listen, Rocco and I, we dig the band, and we wish you the best of luck for 2021. And we hope you're out there. If you step near New York or Jersey,
New York or Jersey, we're going to be there.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah, we'll let you know for sure.
Yeah, we had some shows, but where the hell did we have that New York show booked? I forget where it was, but we had some shows. We had like 3 New York shows up there.
We had a fucking one in the city and one maybe in Albany.
In Albany,
Gotcha.
I think. Yeah, we had like 3 shows up there.
So
we'll be
ladies
up there.
and gentlemen, the Black Moriah, Zawicizuz on guitar, the Mad Arab on vocals. And if anybody sees them on the streets, you call them fucking Jeffrey and Jamil, bro. You know what I'm saying? Guys.
Cheers. Thanks for having us, man. We appreciate it.
No doubt.
Cheers, guys.
Be good.
Everybody, that was the Black Moriah, Jamil, Jeffrey, aka Zawicizuz, and the Mad. Go fuck yourself. And the Mad Arab. Yeah, cool dudes from Texas. I'll tell you what, everybody, they got some heavy shit.
That's two fucking heavy albums right there. If you want to rip your cat's face off one day and just fucking run around your neighborhood stark naked, that's the album to listen to. No, I'm just joking. But listen.
He's just joking. You take bath salts for that.
Fucking eat the mic. So catch them out there, theblackmoriah.com.
Fucking hate your guts. You know that?
With that being said, Rocco, let the people know what they want to hear.
You just heard us chilling with our boys, the Black Moriah, and you know that their shit is on fire, and we ain't no liars. So if you want to get inspired and you can't get no motherfucking higher, then you're listening to Not These Two Fucking Guys podcast.
We out.